What if I could hand you 3 PDFs like a cheat code? And before you build anything, before you learn another tool, you could tell whether anyone will actually buy your AI service. Not someday, not after you finish your portfolio, this week. Because right now, most of you are stuck in the same loop. You keep learning AI, you build a portfolio, a new feature drops, and you repeat. But you never get one thing that matters: market feedback. And the reason is simple: you are trying to sell without a vehicle. So every message feels awkward. Each outreach attempt feels like guessing. So you go back to learning. These PDFs fix that. They turn your offer into something you can send as one link. So you can get real replies, real calls, and real revenue feedback. And before I explain the system, you need to understand your situation. So listen closely, because the next part is going to describe you perfectly. Let's define the real problem. You're not stuck because you are not smart. You are stuck because you are living in the fantasy loop, a loop where you tell yourself, if I build one more thing, they will buy. If I add one more feature, they will want it. If I polish the portfolio, it will finally click. That's not strategy. That's you trying to feel certain without paying the price of rejection. And the harsh truth is, building the solution first is the dumbest move in business. I know that because I've done it over and over. Every business I started from my idea failed. Every time I shut up, listened to real people, and built toward what they already want, worked. Execution Squad is built on that exact lesson. So here are the 3 problems keeping you trapped. Problem number 1, you are building in fantasy world. You are acting like demand is automatic. Like if you make it good enough, the market will reward you. But the market doesn't reward effort. It rewards fit. And you can't guess fit from your desk. The only way to find out what people want is to contact them and let reality speak back. Right now, you're doing the opposite. You're building first and hoping demand appears later. That's why you feel busy and broke at the same time. Problem number 2, you are delaying rejection with learning. This is the part nobody wants to admit. You're not learning because it's necessary. You're learning because it's safe. Because rejection is painful. So you keep improving skills to avoid the moment where someone can say no. But here's the rule. If you've never been rejected, you haven't tested anything. And if you haven't tested anything, you don't have an offer. You have a guess. The odds that your idea perfectly matches what clients want is basically lottery level. Not because you are dumb, because you have zero market feedback. Problem number 3, you keep changing the offer. So you keep resetting to 0. You say, I don't know what to sell. So you try a niche for a week, then you pivot, then you change the service, then you rewrite the messaging, then you start over. And every time you do that, you erase your learning. You never stay in one lane long enough to get signal. So you stay confused forever. Because confusion isn't a personality trait. Confusion is what happens when you run too many variables at once. So if any of that felt uncomfortably accurate, good. Because now we can fix it. And the fix is not more tools. The fix is a vehicle that forces market feedback fast. Quick context so you know this isn't a theory. My business number 1, I built a SaaS from my idea. I was convinced it was good. I built it, polished it, obsessed over features, but 0 customers. That was my first lesson. Beliefs doesn't pay you. The market does. Business number 2, I didn't want motivation. I want revenue. So I built a web agency because I need cash flow, not an identity. We grew to 9 team members, delivered 30 plus enterprise projects, and the single project hits $52,000. I even sold 3,000 websites in 3 days. Not because I was the most talented, because I learned the mechanics. One offer, one lane, one pipeline, one delivery system. Systems beats heroics. Business number 3, I built an AI education company. I hit 40,000 YouTube subscribers, 1,400 paying members, and peaked at $58,000 per month. From the outside, it looked like a success. From the inside, I saw the exact trap you are in right now. People were learning, building demos, chasing every new feature. But 98% never made $1. They weren't failing because they were lazy. They were failing because the learning loop lets you avoid rejection while feeling productive. So I killed that business and I rebuilt everything into Execution Squad around one rule: market contact on day 1. And a weekly operation loop where numbers decide, hypothesis, execution, decision. We even proved it live. $30,000 collected in 27 days with 30,000 cold emails sent on camera in public. So when I say building first is the dumbest move, that's not a hot take. That's scar tissue. And that's why this video is about 3 simple PD apps. They are the vehicle that kills the fantasy loop and forces real market feedback this week. Now, let me show you how they work. All right, so when I say 3 PD apps, it's not being cute. These are literally Notion PD apps we use inside Execution Squad week 1, minimum viable offer. And the job of these PD apps is simple. They force you out of the fantasy loop and into market feedback because most people are trying to sell AI services with no vehicle. So every message feels awkward, every outreach feels like guessing, and you go back to learning. These 3 PD apps gives you a cell label shape and a weekly operating system. And the way we run it is always the same. Hypothesis, execution, decision. And what is mean MVO, minimum viable offer? We pick a bet, we execute it for a fixed window, and then reality decides what happens next. Okay, let's go SOP by SOP. I'm going to open each section and explain what it's actually doing. Look at this line right here. Week 1 is not execution volume. Week 1 is setup plus clarity. So week 2 can start instantly. And this matters because most people want certainty before they touch the market. So they kept adjusting the offer, tightening the niche, learning new tools, and nothing ships. Week 1 exists to do the opposite. Pick a track, pick a testable offer, build the selling inputs. Because market feedback is not something you think you weigh into, you force it. This is the first decision. Track selection. This is first decision, and each way more important than people think. If you don't choose a track, you drift. Track A, you already have an offer and business idea. If you can answer, what am I selling? Even if it's not perfect, you're not here to reinvent your business. You're here to make it testable. And testable means 5 things. 1 page, 1 CTA, 160-second Loom, 1 core structure locked for 7 days. That's the whole point. Most people don't need a new offer. They need their offer to have a shape. And track B, you don't have an offer yet. Now, if you genuinely can't answer, what am I selling? This is where track B exists. And I want to be super clear. Track B is not you choosing your forever business. It's you following a vehicle. So you can stop fantasizing and start collecting signal. We'll go deeper on track B later in this solution section because it deserves its own part. This right here is the operating system. Hypothesis, execution, decision. Hypothesis is the bet. Execution is building the inputs. So outreach isn't improvisation. Decision is where we lock the plan so you don't drift. And this is what week 1 is actually preparing you for. Can you reach real people consistently? Can your message plus Loom get watched? Does your Loom CTA produces booked calls? That's the test. And notice what it says here. You do not need testimonials. Your proof in week 1 is clarity plus structure plus consistency. Okay, now we're gonna go to SOP number 1, lead acquisition map. If you don't have your idea, you will pick a track B, default vehicle, watch this document first, and then go to lead execution map. SOP number 1, lead acquisition map. This SOP exists because most people start backwards. They try to build the perfect system first, but your business starts the moment you can answer one question. Who can I talk to this week? If you can't answer that, you don't have a lane yet. You have a theory. A lead acquisition map is not a niche list. It's a database of leads you can actually reach with names and contact paths. If a lead does not have a reachable contact method, this is not a lead yet. It's research. And research is where people hide. And here's what path means. By the end of week 1, you have 30 plus reachable leads. 10 hot leads you can contact within 48 hours. That's it. That's the bar. And 2 non-negotiables. Lead list first, solution second. And if you can't write a why this lead sentence, you don't understand the leads. Now, let me work you through the step. Step 0, your lead hypothesis. This is one of those things people skip, and then they overthink for 3 hours. Before you touch Notion, grab paper and write 3 lines. Who, where, why now? Paper matters because typing makes you add it. Paper forces simple thinking. You are not writing a business plan. You are writing a lead reality statement. and then duplicate the lead acquisition map template and rename it and make sure the two views exist, and then start filling your first leads only if they are reachable. Now this order is important. You are not allowed to start with cold unless you did warm and local first. Warm leads gives you the fastest replies. Local leads gives you the lowest friction contact path. Cold is scaled later after you have reps and assets. This sequence prevents you from hiding in lead research while avoiding real contact. Step 3. Every lead needs one clear first channel. Not maybe email, maybe DM. Pick the best first move. Warm usually call, text first. Local usually call or visit first. Cold usually email or DM first. Week 1 requires one clear first move because clarity beats options. And write the why this leads line. This is where target becomes real. Most people write they need more money or leads. That's not targeting, that's guessing. You are looking for observation leaks and decision friction. And write down hook angle. This becomes your first message angle later. One sentence, no paragraphs, no tool words. A hook angle is not I help business with AI. A hook angle is I notice your booking step is unclear after someone messages you. That's an observation, not a pitch. And then mark 10 hot leads. So go to the lead acquisition map and fill in your leads. Your lead's name, for example, Chris, segment, local, and best first channel. If he is a worm, visit. Okay, local to visit and contact their address, 45 Avenue. Why this leads? Fill it out. And priority, high, medium, and low. And status, ready. That's it. SOP2, hypothesis setup. Here's what this doc solves. It stops you from resetting to 0 every week because when you don't know what to sell, you pivot consistently. And every pivot wipes your learning. So this document forces a sellable shape. One page, one link, one CTA. And most important line on this whole thing is locked for 7 days. So we're going to go directly step by step. Step 1, brain dump first. If you're not sure what to sell, that's normal. So who you are want to target and what you think is leaking and what outcomes you want, just brain dump like this. For example, okay, I think I want to help Vancouver Medispa. I consult dentist too. Medispa feels easier, blah, blah, blah. Just copy your whole brain dump into our ChatGPT, winning offer generator, and then just type here. And this ChatGPT as there are question round. For example, this is GPT's advice. And here is 3 questions, and you will be answer about this. Which 2 channels are we fixing first? IGDMs, website contact form, blah, blah, blah. And then paste your draft into your template. Template is here, winning offer generator. Click this, and then fill it out, your everything about your offer. Rewrite it in your voice, remove a fluff, and keep bullet short. And then please add your booking link and payment link at your comment section. I use Calendly when I make my booking link and then make a payment link. So please lock for 7 days and then make your 1-page offer here with winning offer generator. Your title, booking link, operating hypothesis, offer statement, problem, outcome, delivery, timeline, everything you can make using our winning offer generator. Execution asset kit. This document exists for one reason. It stops you from improvising because improvisation is what creates sales anxiety. If you don't know what you're sending, you hesitate. If you hesitate, you avoid. And if you avoid, you never get signal. So this document holds everything in one place. Loop A, loop B, 60-second Loom script, call OS, follow-ups, and there are a few principles I want you to get. Structure beats talent. One idea per contact. No proof? You use clarity. CTA is inside the Loom. Please do not ask permission like yes or no. Your Loom has a button like a book a one-on-one call, book a fit call. I'm going to show you my Loom test account here. For example, inside our Loom, like this, add your calendar link here. This is your CTA buttons. And here is loop A. Loop A is when the leak is obvious. You send a custom Loom first. No permission, no paragraphs, just observation, leak, outcome, next step inside the video. This is how you stop sounding needy. because you're not asking for attention, you're delivering a specific observation. And here are a few follow-up. Loop B is softer. Permission first, then Loom. Reply send, and I will record a 60-second Loom video. This is how beginners get reps without feeling like they are scamming. Now this part matters. Most people turn their Loom into a tutorial. They screen share forever, they explain tools, they ramble. Don't do that. Your Loom is a pattern break. Your face, came tone, one observations, one leak, one outcome. If it feels relevant, click the button inside the video. That single line removes the awkwardness. You're not begging for a reply. You're giving them a clean next step. Now we get to the call. This is not a consulting call. This is a decision call. And call has only 3 end stage. Yes, not now, no. If your course ends with, I will think about it, and nothing booked, that's not sales being hard. That's lack of structure. So we use a simple core spline, frame the call, diagnose with questions, confirm the leak in one sentence, prescribable with nouns, plus timeline. And then you have follow-ups built in. Post-call recap, no-show, think on it. So please submit these 4 things at our weekly feedback space. I'm going to review personally and then give you my feedback. And then we'll look around default vehicle. You're not stuck because you are trying to choose your future business without market context. So your brain keeps looping, maybe chatbots, maybe agents, maybe automation for everyone. And that loop feels productive because you are thinking, but it's still avoidance. Track B exists to make the decision smaller. Track B is you're borrowing a vehicle, so you can get into real conversations and collect signal. AI execution setup. And let me be very clear, this is not AI service, this is not automation consulting. It's one plain English promise. I install one clean intake path, one pipeline, and follow-ups so inquiries don't leak. That sentence is the whole point, because if you can say that clearly, you can finally do outreach without improvising. So what we're gonna build is, you're gonna copy my demo snapshot. There are a few funnel. I'm going to change this everything for our language soon, because this is our website like this. I'm going to give you whole website template as with 6 funnels like this. And you're going to sell this funnel to your own client. We have a 6 template you will pick for your client and make their own automation system, email follow-up. We have a 5 workflow and their pipeline opportunities and their dashboard too. And then you say 7-day booking system setup or 7-day booking automation system, and pricing point $1,500 setup and $300 monthly. So what you actually deliver, 3-page funnel. You can pick any funnel what we already have: appointment, coaching, lead magnet, recruiting, strategy call, video sales letter, and pipeline, follow-up messages, a reporting view, and chatbot. This is optional. And then our last document, this is where most program breaks. They teach, people watch, nothing gets submitted. So inside execution squad, week 1 ends with a decision loop. Submit by deadline, we review. Monday feedback, week 2 gets locked. So the standard rule is simple. Sunday 11:59 p.m., please submit it. You submit 3 links. First, lead acquisition map. Second, 1-page offer document. Third, execution asset documents. And this is submission format. Copy this and click start post. Copy and paste here. Delete this. Week 1, submission. Write down your name, your target, your boundary, and your primary channel, and your plan, daily target, your booking link, and then copy and paste your template link. Inside here, lead acquisition map, click the share, publish, and copy this link, and then paste it here. After you submit everything, I'm going to feedback about your whole system like this. And what happened after you submit? Every month we review and return. Pass or fail for each component. Specific fixes, actual edits, not theory. And we lock your week 2 plan. Which segment first, which channel, which loop, daily target, message tightening, Loom tightening, and call tightening. everything I will give you the feedback. And then we use Tuesday and Thursday live calls to go deeper on the same work. So you don't drift and you don't stale. So that's the full week 1 minimum viable offer system. 3 PD apps, 1 vehicle, 1 operating loop. Not for learning, for forcing reality. Now, let me show you what happens when someone actually runs this, starts getting replies, and the market finally starts talking back. And let me show you what this looks like when someone actually runs the system instead of thinking about it. Daniel, Vancouver. No audience, no special background, no unfair advantage. He was stuck in prep mode. Tried everything, still zero revenue. Then he stopped trying to figure it out in his head. He locked one who, installed one offer, and followed the system without skipping steps. And the timeline matters. Week 1, he took real shots. He built one-page offer, sent the messages, and the first result wasn't a win. He got replies, he got a call, and he closed nothing. That's part most people run from. But we treated it correctly, not as failure, as signal. The leak wasn't the market doesn't want it. The leak was how he was explaining it. Too feature focused, not plain first. So we corrected one thing, then run the same vehicle again. Week 2, same offer, same page, new core approach, more volume. And that's when it clicked. First client closed at $2,400. From there, he didn't pivot. He didn't rebrand. He didn't start a new idea. He just kept running in the same machine. Volume plus correction. Result, $32,000 corrected in 90 days. And the 13 clients closed. That's not talent. That's not tools. That's what happens when you stop fantasizing and start forcing feedback. And same pattern with other members. Stephen from Scotland, stuck at 0 from 9 months and first $1,500 deal. Sean, outreach wasn't landing. Message correction, 5 meetings booked in 3 days. Different people, different situation, same mechanism. One lane, one offer, one system, numbers decide. All right, here's the clean takeaway. If you're stuck right now, it's probably not because you are missing one more AI skill. It's because you've been trying to sell from vibes. No vehicle, no structure, no fixed test window. So you keep improving and you keep avoiding the only thing that creates clarity. Market feedback. That's why these 3 PD apps matter. They don't magically make you confident. They make you testable. They give you a real lead list you can contact, a one-page offer you can actually send, and an execution kit so you stop improvising when someone replies. And if you run it for a fixed window, the market will tell you the truth, not in 3 months, this week. Now, if you want the full system behind this, not just the PD app, but the complete how to sell AI services with zero proof in 7 days process, I'm doing a deep dive training live Q&A. In that session, I will walk you through the end-to-end sequence, what to send, how to get replies without sounding weird, how to use Loom the right way, how to run the call so it ends in a decision, and how to turn Signal into your first paid install. Then we do live Q&A, so you can bring your exact lane and help you tighten in the real time. If you're ready to stop guessing, register for the deep dive training plus live Q&A. Link is in description. And remember, tools don't create leverage. Execution order does. Stop learning, start executing.